Behind the Cape. Let's start off with Dune 2. It is currently at $350 million after earning an additional $46 million in week 2, having only a slight 44% drop compared to some of these Marvel movies having like 76%
It's not bad,
drops.
man. It's not bad. I'll be interested to see if they extend the run, see if they put a couple extra weeks on it to try to milk it for all it's worth.
I can see that.
Maybe a re-release on IMAX or something like that.
I can see that.
That would be dope.
Also, a trailer for Dune Awakening, the open world survival MMO game.
See, this is how you do it. This is how you hit. Right? Already right in line with the product, with the main product line. Movie drops, trailer for the video game. Boom, boom.
Makes sense.
Not a fucking 2-year gap for when you're talking about anything else that is even remotely connected to this property again.
Yeah.
It's like other companies. I won't, this doesn't have to be a hate
gap
fest.
Between the No Way Home and the Spider-Man game? Spider-Man 2? 2-year gap?
That wasn't directly what I was going at. Maybe more so of the Marvels and WandaVision.
Okay.
Or Iman Vellani's comic book and this whole the changeover in the comic books to make her a mutant. Mm-hmm. That probably could have aligned with her show.
Yeah.
Like, we probably shouldn't have been doing that months later after the show was already premiered. You know what I mean?
For sure.
But, I mean, yeah. No, that's how you do it. That's how you do it. First of all, again, why are we not letting Legendary Studios handle all the DC projects? I don't know. Maybe once they'll get over this whole James Gunn phase that they got going on, maybe we can introduce that. But man, Nolan and Legendary Studios should be handling DC. They have my vote of confidence. But I'm perfectly happy with them focusing on Dune for right now, because I love what's going on with Dune. I don't want them to mess that up at all.
Got you. Since you said DC, I'm going to go ahead and move into this story. The Superman movie is set to film in Ohio. Will hire more than 3,000 locals. However, it'll probably film in either Cleveland or Cincinnati, so there's no chance that you're going to see a Back of the Bus cameo.
Hey, yo, listen to me. Y'all, if you haven't been to Columbus, you don't know this. But just think about Metropolis in your head, right? Smallville and Metropolis. The little rural town outside of the city where Clark Kent and his family are actually from, and then the big city of Metropolis, right? There is no better representation of that in Ohio than Columbus.
I would agree.
Like a big ass metropolitan area. All of the corporate buildings for the state are here, surrounded by corn. North, south, east, west, just corn all around.
It's pretty accurate.
Around the capital. Now that don't sound like Metropolis to me. I don't know what it does. I don't know what it does. We might have to start a hashtag film Superman Legacy in Columbus. That's pretty long.
Bring Superman to Columbus.
That's pretty wordy too.
Hashtag Back of the Bus in Superman movie.
No.
No?
Hashtag Superman to the bus.
Ooh, okay.
Hashtag Superman on the bus?
Sure.
I mean, that feels like it's a little bit more tailored to us than Columbus, but I'm with it.
And we get James Gunn on Back of the Bus?
Nah.
We interview him?
Well, maybe.
And then we also become
if he shoot the movie in Columbus,
we each get at least one line.
We need our manager to work out these terms.
I agree. I think we can make it happen.
Tony Robinson, get on it.
Yo. The Michael Jackson biopic.
Yo. Stick into that a bit.
Yes.
Because that's crazy.
So let's start off with the fact that the budget is reportedly $155 million for
big
a
budget
biopic.
for a biopic. Yeah, that's nuts. I mean, there are some things to recreate here. We got to recreate the Thriller video. We got to recreate the trip down to Rio de Janeiro for the They Don't Care About Us video.
Remember the Time video?
Remember the Time. So, like, there are a lot of, like, sets, and I'm sure they're going to have to pay a lot of, high-profile actors to play the celebrities and stuff like that. That's probably playing into it. The tour atmospheres in some of these buildings. I'm sure that they'll go back to Madison Square Garden. I'm sure that they'll go to some of these stadiums that are still intact.
Yeah.
But still, even through that, 155 million seems a lot for a normal person who's not an ass kicker.
No CGI. You know I mean?
No CGI, no special effects really other than for the performances.
Most of the budget is in costume and
I wonder if this is in line with what an actual tour budget kind of looks like, because you would assume that's where most of the budget is going.
At least a tour for like Beyonce or Taylor Swift. I can see that.
I'd imagine so.
I could definitely see that. The studio is obviously banking on it making Near a B, which, I mean, if you're a Michael Jackson fan and they do it right,
it's gonna make a lot of money. For
I can
sure.
see it happening for sure.
A lot of money for sure.
And then the main point is that the biopic will aggressively paint him as innocent of the child abuse allegations,
as they should,
which is very interesting.
As they should.
Agreed.
I don't know too many black men that get investigated by the Federal Bureau of Investigation for sex crimes and come up with zero evidence. Zero.
That is fair.
They investigated this man for a decade. These are fully public court documents you can look up if you do so, please.
Yeah.
Investigated this man for 10 years, took all of the hard drives from every piece of electronic that he had in his house, every book, every videotape, every DVD, watched every single one of them. There are evidence papers that tell what is on them in relation to what they're looking for, and every single paper, nothing. Now, what we don't get into very deeply when we talk about Michael Jackson, and I hope they get into it in the biopic, is his whole fight with Sony that he had going on, right?
Yeah.
And how upon his death, days before or weeks before his death, his will had been changed.
Interesting.
That gave the Sony company back controlling interest in his shares that he owned in the Sony publishing company.
Mm-hmm.
So like when you start talking about these people who own these record labels and their relationship with the media behind it, and the idea that gets pushed, you know, off the back of that relationship, as opposed to what is factual, what's actually there for you to go find if you want to go look for it yourself, as opposed to what people are going to tell you on the 6 o'clock news.
Yeah.
Because if you still listening to Oprah Winfrey, young Okra, then you would think, you know, as of last year, he was the scum of the earth.
Sure.
We've already seen the documentaries of people who think that he's, you know, who he is. Fine. Cool. So now let's give the counterpoint. Let's give the additional information that doesn't get put out in these documentaries or from Oprah Winfrey.
Yeah, that was my point, is that it's interesting that the counterpoint might be the one making a B. That's crazy.
You know what I mean?
Sam Raimi Spider-Man 4.
I am very interested in this. I'm actually more interested in this than I am about the next Tom Holland Spider-Man, because I feel like I'm going to see Tom Holland in the next couple of phases of the MCU.
Yeah.
But for the life of me, I do not understand. So you're meaning to tell me that Sam Raimi, Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, and just about anybody who's ever been involved with these Spider-Man projects is totally and completely down to do them again. And you've seen how successful No Way Home was. Mm-hmm. And your first thought is, ¡Ándale! ¡Vamos!
Spider-Verse.
¡Vamos a muerto!
No. Hell no. Madam Web.
That's what they think.
Madam Web.
That's what they think.
Morbius.
Madam Web, Morbius, Craven. Like, fam, do the fucking thing. You got 3 options. You got 4, really, if we being honest.
Oh, you definitely have 4.
But you have 3 options of Spider-Man that you could just march out there and add to this whole idea of a spider universe and separate yourself from the greater MCU.
Oh, for sure.
You don't need them.
$1 billion a film easily.
Like, oh, this is Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 4. This is Andrew Garfield's Amazing Spider-Man 3, which I don't know what sycophants will be filling up the theaters for those.
He actually has a decent following.
Jesus Christ.
It's nowhere near Tobey Maguire and Tom Holland's, but
he has a following like Taylor Lautner had a following when he was in the Twilight series.
He is very clearly the worst.
It was like,
Spider-Man.
oh yeah, I'm gonna be team whatever his fucking name was. Team like Werewolf just to be cool. Well, y'all knew damn well y'all wanted to be with the fucking vampire.
That's crazy.
The whole damn time.
there is a group of people who grew up, I guess, in an era where Andrew Garfield was the Spider-Man.
Jesus Christ.
Insane.
Got those children listen to who's the dude that Drake just signed?
Four Bats?
With the yes. They listen to Four Bats, Trippy Red,
Four Bats is kinda dope,
and Smoke Perp.
Four Bats is kind of dope, but he's basically bootleg Brent Fayez.
Okay, well,
I'll be honest about that.
all of the children who grew up as Andrew Garfield as their Spider-Man are SoundCloud rappers now.
SoundCloud rappers is crazy.
They're SoundCloud rappers. They're addicted to codeine, and they all tote Dracos.
Yeah, all of them?
All of them.
The white ones?
Every single one of them.
The white ones too?
Yes.
Yo.
Precisely.
Yo. School shooters? That's what Andrew Garfield did to them?
And they do Zen.
Oh, shit.
They do smokeless, chewless tobacco patches.
Yikes.
Or pouches.
Those kids are fucked up.
They are fucked.
And Andrew Garfield did
And they smoke e-cigs.
Oh, my God. They vape?
Yep. On hoverboards.
Why hoverboards?
Because it's Andrew Garfield.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Yikes.
Andrew Garfield ruined a generation.
Entire generation. Let's talk about Miriam Margolis, aka
What a loser.
Professor Pomona Sprout.
What an absolute loser. Imagine being blessed with the opportunity as an actor to work in a franchise like Harry Potter. A legendary franchise at that. To even have your face be synonymous with a role with a franchise like that is a blessing, because once again, I don't know who you are outside of that, but that just could be my ignorance. Maybe other people know you. But your lack of appreciation for the fan base that even allowed for you to have this opportunity to play this role live on the big screen, it is crazy. So she goes off and says that the adults that are still into Harry Potter need to get over it because it's been 17 years and they should be over that by now. And it's like, yo, lady, okay, I bet we just don't hire you no more then. don't hire her no more. She has no affinity for the people who actually watch the films and pay her salary.
She
so
doesn't need to be
screw
making
her.
any money from this IP whatsoever.
And she's old too. This is like a young person's quote.
Yeah.
This is like a young, first time I've spoken to the media type, Hollywood star quote. She old as hell. Mm-hmm. So you're just shitty.
Speaking of what we just talked about with the whole generational impact of something, she clearly does not understand.
Doesn't get it. And was in the fucking movie. Yeah, but we're starting to see that more and more. People who are involved with some of these legendary IPs and then really just not giving a shit. It's just a job.
Yeah.
Like, how does that person get hired to do this?
And the crazy thing is, Harry Potter had that generational impact before they made the movies.
Fact.
The books had the impact before the movies then also had the impact.
That's a fact.
So you should have been aware before the movie was made.
I mean, I guess the only children were reading those big ass 600, 700 page books. Fucking dictionaries. Only children were reading them.
Antoine Johnson says, if that's the case, you should get over half of the films that's out there.
Man.
That's a fact. That is a fact.
Oh, let's talk about the X-Men 700 cover art.
X-Men 700 cover art?
Yeah. Well, here, let me see if I can find a picture of it. What are you picking up out of that? What do you see? Or what do you not see?
I don't see a background, first of all.
Well, that's not the point.
What don't I see? Oh my gosh, no. Oh no, okay, there's Storm.
Well, I mean, of course, we knew Storm had to be there.
And who is this?
You actually doing your job by looking at
looking for black people?
That's oh shit. He's that's Eaton Vessey's like uncle or something. He's
okay.
Gateway.
Okay.
Is that his name? Gateway.
Got you.
Australian Aboriginal.
Okay.
So
those were the two people that black people that I saw in that cover.
Yeah, no, this is absolutely nuts. I mean, just this Professor X, Magneto, Moira McTaggart, we got Wolverine, Storm, Rogue, Banshee, we got Deadpool riding on the Black Hawk, we got Angel. We got Cannonball. We got Iceman. Shogo. The Dragon is even there. Holy shit. The only black person they found fit to put on the Legacy 700 issue was fucking Storm.
Yeah.
So, thanks.
Like, it was hard not to look through, like, from left to right and not see a bunch of blonde-haired white people.
Son
That's
of a
insane.
bitch.
But they're all following Professor X, and Professor X didn't play that black shit. Oh, man. All right, anyway. The big story of Behind the Cape this week. Bob Iger's been talking, y'all. He says that Disney has killed a few products. Disney has killed a few projects.
Hopefully more than a few.
Amid studio overhaul. And he said that we've not really been that public about it. Then he said, focus is really important. We reduced the output of Marvel, both number of films they make and the number of TV shows. I feel good about the IP that we're making.
Bro, there are no TV shows coming out this year, and there's one movie. The man just said that focus is key and that he feels good about where there are. There's one movie in all of 2024.
Oh, and X-Men 97.
One movie. Oh, I'm sorry. One movie and one animated television show.
Wait, what's the movie? Deadpool?
Yeah, Deadpool Wolverine.
Damn.
That's how good he feels about it.
Damn.
Let's boil this bitch down to 2 projects. So let's play a game of what got canceled, because I think we can already start with the ones that we all know about.
Ironheart.
Sorry, Ironheart, Armor Wars, it's done.
Yeah.
It's done skis. Like, the underperformance of Secret Invasion, plus the fact that we will not have seen Riri Williams, who was another underperformance in her introduction in Wakanda Forever, in 2 years before they pop back out. Like, again, Dune 2, video game trailer release. Right? Wakanda Forever, Ironheart. Or even better, Ironheart, then Wakanda Forever. It even makes sense for her to even be in fucking Wakanda.
Yes, agreed. But
Wakanda Forever underperforms, and then 3 years later we're going to get Ironheart. No, that doesn't make any sense to anyone. But then again, the one thing that may save Ironheart or any of the Black Panther related, well, we'll get to that, is the fact that they don't seem to have a fucking clue with what they're doing over there. Mm-hmm. Like, not the slightest clue. And that's evident from what they're talking about in their, the supposed synopsis for Black Panther 3. They have no clue what they're doing over there. Even in all this cleanup that they're trying to do, they are still confounded with what to do over there in Black Panther land. So, Armor Wars, Ironheart, definitely done skis. There was a Scarlet Witch project that was rumored. That's done.
Yeah,
I ain't doing that shit.
Yeah. Okay. So Agatha is coming out next year, probably, since they already shot it. I would assume.
Maybe, but if you're not going to do the Scarlet Witch thing, then why do we need Agatha?
Sure. But
then you need Agatha for
the movie and the show can be Captain America 4 and Agatha for 2025. Oh no, they got Fantastic Four.
Yeah, they're going to do Fantastic Four. Do you think that they would cancel? That it wouldn't cancel Brave New World. They would let it suck before they completely cancel it.
Judging off the reaction to Sam Wilson's Captain America, I think they feel like they've probably done what they need to do with his character. It's a possibility. I'm not saying that they.
Can we all pray together and hope that Wonder Man has gotten canceled?
Yes.
Can we all get in a circle and just hope that
it
is done for?
Maybe you can use Yaya somewhere else now.
Let's hope and pray. Because again, we heard that they were supposed to have started shooting this month. So I felt like instead of him talking about quietly canceling projects, we should have been hearing about, oh yeah, Yahya Abdul-Mateen's Wonder Man starts shooting this month.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They told us it was supposed to starting in March.
And there's no Scarlet Witch project. So where's that going to lead to?
Let's get Yahya out of there. Save him from the vitriol.
Mr. Tube U92 says, wasn't Ironheart already shot?
See, that's the thing about these reports sometimes. Sometimes people tell you that it's shot, but if it's not an official report from Marvel, if they don't say Marvel has confirmed that Ironheart is shot, confirmed for such and such date, I don't listen to that shit.
At that point,
y'all still waiting on Acolyte. I'm not. Until
coming, though.
until I see that shit on a television screen, I don't believe it.
At
We
that
still haven't
point-
seen a trailer. You're still trying to convince me that a TV show is coming out this year that has been being shot over the last 5, and yet we have no footage. I've never seen anything on it. Leaked footage from Star Wars Celebration. That's it.
Sure.
So, okay, sure.
At that point, didn't they also say that Armor Wars had also started shooting at some point?
Yeah,
So,
well, they had already started shooting it as a show, and then they were going to reshoot it as a movie.
Yep.
Right, but that never. So that seemed like it was just a long-winded excuse for scrapping the project.
Yeah.
Same thing with delaying Ironheart as many times as it's been delayed. Mm-hmm. Again, it was supposed to premiere before Wakanda Forever.
Yeah. Yep.
Now Wakanda Forever has come and gone, and we still talking about maybe it might happen. Dog, it's not happening. It's not happening. Now we can even get out of the Marvel verse and start talking about Star Wars as well and what may be being canceled. In that camp, again, I think Acolyte is a prime candidate. I think there is a reason why they don't want to publicize footage on the project.
You think it's a stinker?
I think they only wanted to show that to a favorable crowd for a reason.
Sure.
I think Charmaine Obaid-Chinoy's Rey movie is up for consideration to be canceled. It should be. It fucking should be. Because if we're even having the discussion, which this is the rumor that came out this week, that Mando season 4 might get scrapped in lieu of just fast pacing the movie, Jon Favreau's or Filoni, whoever's movie for Ahsoka and Mando and all of them. There's no fucking reason why. If you're going to take Mando season 4 from me, I will protest the Rey movie. I'm going to pick it outside of the movie theater.
That's funny.
I'm going to do it because it's just like, why? So no Mando season 4 because we need to fast track that movie and get it out the way. But then you're going to continue this Rey arc, which no one asked for, nobody wants. Convoluted as hell, and you have an unexperienced writer on it, which is the basis of most of your problems across the board at Disney while you've been on this downward turn. It's dumb. So you mean we spent the whole 3rd season basically pitching the story over to Bo-Katan, only for him not to even be able to finish out his own story?
You ready for some more Bob Iger quotes?
Way to take a nice thing and just crap all over it.
Bob Iger also said that he doesn't believe there is superhero fatigue with MCU films. Fans want great films. If you build it great, they will come. Oppenheimer is a perfect example of that.
Yes, superhero fatigue is a fallacy, but you are the reason why all of this is perpetuating. Y'all have to be. You are the people putting out the subpar content. Yep. You're in charge of the subpar content. You're in charge of greenlighting the subpar content. It's you. It's you. So, like, he got halfway there, then stopped and turned around and went back home.
Yeah.
Like, take some responsibility for the stuff that you're doing. You know, like how Sony wants Dakota Johnson to take responsibility for their awful movies.
Gross. Yeah. I guess I just wonder if they're going to go forward and actually really focus and make a strong story out of the movies that they're creating now. It seemed to work for them starting the MCU, and
we'll see.
We'll have to see.
I was watching Iron Man 1 today on AMC, and it just like, I'm like, damn, this movie just does not feel like anything I've watched from Marvel in a minute.
Because they've been focused on trying to cash grab with 16 movies a year. I
mean, seriously, even some of the bigger stuff that actually is made a lot of money. The Civil War, Winter Soldier, Endgame, right? Like, those movies do not feel like, yes, it is in the same universe. The characters are the same. You know, the story carries on. The setting, the tone does not fit the same as what it did to those first 2 MCU movies with the Hulk and Iron Man.
Yeah.
Before they became the MCU. it was just an altogether different feel. Iron Man murdered some people in Iron Man 1. He murdered somebody. Went to a foreign country, seen some people that looked like combatants and murdered them. Now, we was down with it. We all liked it. Blew up a tank and whatnot. Endangered some civilians. Yeah, it
was a war
it's
on
all
terrorism.
good. He only tested out the suit one time and shot some missiles in the directions of some civilians, but whatever.
So what?
Just tonally, it has not been the same in a long time.
Mission accomplished.
And I think we've been giving credit to people who, frankly, don't deserve it.
Yeah, no, for sure.
They don't deserve it. Like, I don't think we can continue to exalt the Kevin Feige's of the world while the stuff that we love is in the shape it is.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we can do that.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see if superhero movies ever get back to
to what they were. I mean,
whether it's through DC or Marvel.
Sheesh, we might just have to be Dune fanatics, bro.
Well, I would have to see Dune to become a fanatic. So there's that.
You're a disgrace to the Messiah, Geeb.
I don't know what that means.